Alright, how's it going, everyone? We got January 10th, and we're going to be looking at the more broad market, S&P, some of the bigger stocks, Amazon, Apple, Facebook, gold, and oil. So if you have not already, guys, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I try to put out videos on a daily basis, trying to, I guess, show some people stuff that they might not know or might not look at. This trading style has helped me tremendously, mainly by looking at just simple technical analysis with uptrends, downtrends, just some basic stuff, but it helps to talk it over and watch some videos. So again, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And with that being said, let's look into SPY. The S&P. So we have bounced incredibly nicely off the daily oversold level from back in December. Man, I just remember when that was happening. That was pretty scary if you hide that. I remember when I felt like there was no bottom, right? We were just catching a knife. And of course we had a nice bounce. So where do we go from here? As you can see, we have bounced up to this point. We've come down a little bit, formed a higher low, continued on to a higher high. Now for tomorrow, Friday, January 11th, I could see us coming up a bit, but in my opinion, I'm not too bullish on the S&P, simply because, yes, we have just bounced from daily oversold conditions. We've cooled off the RSI. We're not changing any trends anytime soon. I'm talking longer term trends, right? Yes, we did technically change this little downtrend right here, but we still have these lower highs, right? So in order for us to really start, making some waves here, we would have to surpass this 280 level, 281, right? That's a lot more up, right? So we could get a lot of chop in here for a long time, even if we wanted to climb to that level. So if anything, I'm looking to top out somewhere and then continue downward. I'm not sure how far down, but all I do is I go to the hourly time frame, and once we lose the hourly uptrend, then that marks the temporary top, right? So here you can see we were in a clear hourly downtrend, down, and then boom, we had a nice little spike up, and then really here is where we formed that higher low. So yes, we did have a nice bounce up, consolidated, formed a higher low compared to the dump, and then boom, continued upward, surpassed this previous high, and then we've been in an hourly uptrend ever since, right? Formed a higher low compared to this low, and I would call this maybe the higher low on the hourly time frame. So bulls are pretty extended. We're not overbought on the hourly time frame, but I would be cautious. Obviously, a break of, move this over here. Looks like 259 is a level that we're really going to need to beat tomorrow if we want to see some more upside. 259 is the level to beat. Zoom into the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so as you can see, okay, we actually closed pretty well today. We closed okay. Okay, so we obviously gapped down open, and then we just started clawing back up throughout the day. Another little dip here, and then came right back up. Closed at the high, near the high of the day. That's a pretty good close. However, we're really going to need to see a push over 259 first thing in the morning or early on tomorrow to see more upside. And if not, we could be looking at daily consolidation if that hourly uptrend is lost. So, all right, going on to Apple. Yesterday, we did close the gap on the daily time frame. So there's the gap. There's it where we gap down. And we've been going up ever since, closed it. So what does that mean now? Where are we going in Apple? I think we could, that very well could have been the bottom. And I say that because I do see some slight bullish divergence. And I say slight because Apple is a very, I don't want to say conservative, but technically we do have bullish divergence, right? So this RSI trough right here is low, right? Dip in the price makes sense. Come up, price goes even lower, the RSI goes higher on that dip, right? So that's bullish divergence. RSI is trending upward, price action's trending downward. So that's good. We did get a little pop, right? We did close that gap. So that's all that bullish divergence could have really shown us, right? So we did get several days of upward action. So we are getting close to that middle Bollinger Band. Now, we've seen this middle Bollinger Band act as resistance before. Clearly couldn't pass it or close above it all throughout here. Closed above it one day and then failed, right? So has a lot of trouble. We're probably gonna get close to that level, and then we could trade sideways for a bit and then come up. So what's gonna be important to see? We've just seen these daily lower highs, right? We're really gonna have to form a higher low and a higher high. We're gonna have to surpass this level. I would say this level, this level, this level. And that would really start the daily trend change. And if you want to get long in Apple, that might be the time to do so. So that's Apple. I don't really want to go on the hourly time frame, even though I will. So there's that gap down. Hourly uptrend ever since, right? Yeah, that's nice. We get some nice hourly bullish divergence as well. That would have been... anyway, coulda, shoulda, woulda. I'm not in Apple. I'm not playing Apple. But once we lose this hourly uptrend, we will likely consolidate and then test the low of the dump. Amazon, AMZN. Let's go on the daily. Dang, Amazon bounced up pretty darn well. Okay, so 3 kind of like sideways action the past 3 days. I would consider this some consolidation. Nothing. It's going sideways, which is good. But as of now, this is just another daily lower high. So let's be cautious. The hourly uptrend is probably lost. Oh God, that's tight. I would say that's a double bottom. I wouldn't even say that's lost, actually. So this hourly uptrend is still intact, right? So we came up and came down a bit. I'd say this is the last low, and then we tested, we touched it, and then we came back up. So once we lose this level right here of 1622, that'll mark the start of the hourly trend change, which could signal the daily top. So I would keep an eye on that for Amazon. If you are considering Amazon, we could be due for some daily consolidation. All right, let's look at Facebook. Ooh, Facebook's cooking. Facebook is cooking. So, like I think I've said this before, I do see some bullish divergence, and that meaning, ooh, hold on. Yep. So RSIs again, it's not too clear, it's just slightly clear. You can see this previous lower high right here, so that's a peak. Come down, formed a lower peak on the daily, right? But the RSI is higher. So this is kind of the inverse of what I was talking about before with the troughs in the RSI. I'm talking now about the peaks, and the peaks here are it's bullish divergence as well. It's not ultra clear, it's just slightly there. So it may not, play out exactly how I might perceive it to be. So just a little air of caution, but it's a little, RSI is a little high. And again, so if Facebook does punch above this previous daily lower high, then that's good, right? Same thing that Canopy did. I perceive that as bullish, and we would need to see some consolidation at some point, and that would be the best time, in my opinion, to enter on hopes of a higher low compared to the all-out low from the downtrend. So that's Facebook. Actually, I don't want to say I might actually throw some in there, but if that daily trend change does happen, I might look towards Facebook. All right, so oil. I am keeping a very close eye on oil. We have had an amazing bounce, and I'm pissed because I missed it on UWT, but I had my eye on other things, and I didn't anticipate us to bounce quite this high, but yet here we are. 52.75, 52. Okay, so we're pretty damn close to breaking this level right here. What I would like to see, and I've said this before, I would like to see some consolidation, kind of form an inverse head and shoulders on the daily time frame, and then break that neckline. And on the break of actually I'll probably enter on some consolidation. And it's tough to play. Oil's kind of a different animal than a security because there's, the stop would obviously be at the low from the dump. Now, I would really like to see some consolidation, but if we don't see that, I might be hesitant to play oil because we've been running so strong for so long And yes, we are extremely beaten up. However, I'm always on the cautious side. Let's see. I think that might be it. Amazon, Apple, Facebook, SPY. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys have any questions, please reach out. I would love to hear your comments. What are you looking at? What stocks are you investing in? Do you think the S&P is going to go back to all-time highs, and why? And that's pretty much it. So you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it, and we'll tune in this weekend. Have a good one.